Hello and welcome to round two, quarterfinals of Worlds 2026. We are facing off against legendary player Coveted Peacock, who is on red-green ramp. Um, we got Astral's Placer as a bunch of different artifacts because there's three venture capitalists to tutor them up: Atomic Core, Ring of Promised Vows, Root Fossil, and Husk Forger are the ramp spells. And the top end includes Aurora, End of Mutations, Hoenn Champion, and especially Last Wish, fetching a big sideboard of options, including the very annoying Ninnelskin Lacespire to sweep my board. There's not much in the middle there. There's Crumbling Tower as card advantage that can definitely take over a game, and Astrosian Gentrifiers as kind of like the mid-range value creature choice. Golden Bloom of Silence is particularly annoying against me, can name any of my enchantments. So yeah, this sounds like it's going to be a mid-range slugfest. Uh, just just like who can go bigger, newer value. I think I have a little more impact in turns like 3 or 4, but Peacock's going to start catching up on turns like 5 and 6. I do get to be on the play. Game one. What are we looking at? Karaz Monument into Gon Picken into Offset Neiman? That looks great to me. Gon Picken's probably going to have something good to hit. And our opponent is mulliganing. I guess we're going to play Gon Picking after their turn too, so we might be forced to take, like, I don't know, a Ring of Promised Vows? But I'm fine doing that if it draws me a card and hits them for 3, which, with Karaz Monument, it will. Opponent sinking on their 6-card hand. 1/4 removal like Terminal and Gon Pickin, certainly good against opponents who have mulled to 6. Okay, they have put a card on the bottom. We will go tapped wind-beaten stones and ship the turn. Oh, sorry about the lag if you felt that. So they got the turn 1 Husk Forger, or Root Fossil is the other turn 1 ramp spell. It is Root Fossil. That does mean there might be no targets for the turn 3 Gon Pickin. Eviviva. Okay, it's going to take a little bit to get going. Drop the Karaz Monument. And turn. It's pretty likely you're just going to land past leaving up Root Fossil here, which is going to put me in slightly a awkward situation. Yep, that looks like what's happening here. Hoping for Fabricated Anomaly. Flags on high. Okay, I think I probably just dropped the flags on high here. It's not ideal, but I'd prefer to Gon Picking and actually hit something. Gon Picking does draw me a card, so potentially like gets me my 4th land for Offset Demon. But I think Gon Picking for no value is just not where I want to be when I have flags on high as a card that does do something. Puts a counter on Karaz Monument as well. Oops, there's no tokens attached to this. Sorry. Clone, add counter, tap wind-beaten stones, pass. They are going to activate Root Fossil. Hoping I can just like either Gon Pickin something medium-sized like an Astrosian Gentrifiers next turn, or else just draw the land and slam off that demon. They're going to have 4 mana next turn. Now, their really dangerous threats start at 6. I guess there's a roar at 5, and then a bunch of other dangerous threats at 6. Offset Demon is a very good card against them. Um, ooh, they're having a tough decision on those top 3 cards. Meaning it's possible there's no land in there, or there's a land and other cards they're considering whether they want to keep. Yeah, the most dangerous card in the sideboard they can get off of Last Wish is Plaguebane Hulk, which can destroy any of my enchantments. That's no fun for me. The rest of the things here are not that dangerous. Nilsen Lacefire is their best answer to Eviva. Is the other really relevant one. Ooh, that's a whiff. Oof. Milled Stell's Journal Root Fossil, but whiffed on lands. That's pretty brutal. Gonna be able to drop his fast and Genderfire. So they got a lot of lands in well, they're gonna have 2 lands now in graveyard. And if they're short on lands, this might be a Nebula. Wouldn't be surprising. They're 5 out of 7 for Flashback Root Fossil. They are playing my promo for Primal Fissure, which is quite powerful, but it's not my promo for Temple of Origins. So, not at the fully powered mana base. If I draw a land, do I just slam Offset Demon, or do I Gone Pick in the Gentrifiers? Tough. Actually not sure. They're thinking about what land they want to get here. It does come in untapped. If it's an untapped land. But they do not seem like they had Husk Forger at any point. And that's the only 1-drop. What lands are they thinking about? Well, there's the Nebulas. They could be trying to sequence in a Sulphurous Nebula or a Burgeoning Nebula. There's Buffery Conservatory, so they have nothing to play and they just want to tap green source. Or else, what? Primal Fissure to put more cards in graveyard? Because they do want to put cards in graveyard for Root Fossil and a Roar. Just like it looks like it's just Urban Jungle to have the sources. Mountain. Okay, we got some options here. We can just slam Offset Demon, hit them for 3 lifelink with the Offset Demon, or we can Gone Pick in that Gentrifiers. That gets us in for 5 immediately with the Soldiers and the Karaz Monument. And I still have Terminal Impact as a future answer. There's also the option of just Terminals as Gentrifiers right now, but I do like drawing the cards off the Gone Pickin'. Also, question: if I do slam the Gone Pickin', do I equip the Berry just to get an extra 2 damage? I think so. I don't have any other use for the Berry right now. And I might not have the mana to spare to equip it later. So that's that'll be like 4, and that's like 7 damage cracking in. And I'm going to draw a card. If I hit a Kitsune Matriarch, I might play that. I think, and like, I want to hit the land as a thing. I want to slam Aviva, I want to have Off the DM plus other plays. Get Berry attached to Soldier. It's contrary the same, but I draw a card. It's another Terminal Impact. I'm cracking for 7 here, and I got 2 Terminal Impacts? So I'm very close to just, like, lethal from Terminal Impacts. A lot of good stuff on their sideboard, but not a lot of ways to gain life. Or block flyers. Let's see. Suppose I offset demon next turn. They got a block for a soldier, so I can only hit them for 4 down to 9. And then if I find a land at any point, that I can do 5 mana terminal act into 5 mana terminal impact. They got a venture capitalist. I think this is likely to be grabbing a Golden Bloom naming Karaz Monument. Yeah, that's what I thought. Joke's on them. Joke's on them. I have no artifacts in my hand, so Karaz Monument wasn't going to do anything anyways. This card is very annoying to me. Both of these cards, but especially Golden Bloom. If I draw a land, do I slam Eva Viva, or is it just Offset Demon anyways? It might be Offset Demon. I think I just need the damage right now. They did have land drop that turn. Whew, I do have the option. Okay, if I slam Eva Viva, they do not have great answers to it. Not on 5 mana, they don't. What's the worst case scenario? They have a roar. A roar is the worst case scenario of all their main deck 5s. They have no. Hoenn Champion costs 6, so it's the 2 of a roar that I'm afraid of. And Last Wish also costs 6. So, okay. Supposing they have a roar. Offset Demon, attack this turn, hit you for 4 down to 9. They slam a roar. Next turn, Offset Demon puts you to 6, but it's not quite lethal. That's if they trade with the soldier. Other option, slam Eva Viva. Hit for nothing this turn. They play a roar. I can swing in. They block Eva Viva and soldier. And they only take 3. Yeah, I think with the 2 terminals, I think the Offset Demon, I don't think they can get anything that, like, Vasilisa has a life gain ability, doesn't it? It's 8 life on the Vasilisa life gain? Okay, so that's something they could Last Wish for turn after next, so they have Aurora into Last Wish. Gain 8, but I think yeah, 8 probably stabilizes them, so let's see. I go Offset Demon, they go land, Aurora, or some other relevant play. Take 4 to 9, next turn, 4 down to... Okay, I play Offset Demon, hit for 4 down to 9. They play a roar. Offset Demon, 3 down to 6, making them dead to a land, but they could just barely next turn survive. I think it's still the better play here. The ability for Eva Viva to get chumped by venture capitalists is quite annoying. And they don't have great kills for this, but I'm going to put it on A anyways. Okay. You want to trade? You want to trade? Oh, they could. I forgot. They can sack the Golden Bloom to the venture capitalist for next turn Vasilisa. Okay. Or next turn, what? Plaguebane Hulk? But actually doesn't do much. So they would have to give up their. So if they don't block here, yeah, and they don't, that means that 3 from Offset Demon plus 5 from Terminal Impact, they are dead next turn, even if they get something like Hoenn Champion, Last Wish for anything other than Vasilisa, Aurora, basically anything that doesn't stop me from hitting them with Offset Demon or gain life is just not enough here. Yeah, if they Last Wish, it has to be for Vasilisa, gain life, and then Vasilisa dies to Offset Demon, and they're kind of in the same situation again. Plus, they have to sacrifice Golden Bloom for that. But I think that's their out. They could also Terminal Impact the Offset Demon, but once again, it's not like advancing their game state much. Wait, they can't terminal Offset Demon. I have Overflow. Offset Demon's unkillable. Do they have reach creatures? One of the Vasilisa modes have reach, right? Yes, one of the Vasilisa modes have reach, but it doesn't have hexproof. Stonework Titan does not have reach. They have no other. Hoenn Champion, one of them has flying. That might be that's also a solution, I guess. Hoenn Champion does work. And like this is I'm talking about like next turn, next 2 turn lethal setups. But if that doesn't work, I got 2 Terminal Impact and Niva Viva in hand. Like I can keep going. Yeah, they're cracking the Golden Bloom. What is it? It's Hoenn Champion. I think that does keep them alive. Hits me for 7? Sure. Fateful. Okay. Okay. My Karaz Monument is now back online. Not that I have any artifacts right now. Okay. If I swing with I can't swing with everything because Hoenn Champion, but I can swing with Offset Demon, and they have to block with the Bird token, or else they die to Terminal Impact, and they know that. I could Fateful Ascent the Bird to hit for 3, but I think what I'm probably doing is just swing with Offset Demon. If they don't, whether or not they block, I just Terminal their face for 5. We're always attacking with Offset Demon. They block, not a surprise. I mean, they have to have exactly Last Wish in hand, right? Last Wish, they have 2 cards in hand. It needs to be Last Wish plus land to not die to second Terminal Impact. Even if they do, they have to get Vasilisa, and the game goes on. I don't know. Seems like a good plan to me. X equals 4. Yep. Yeah, they need in the 3 cards they have in hand, they need untapped land, Last Wish for Vasilisa exactly, or else they die. Okay, that's untapped land. End of mutations. That's not going to do it. Uh, sure, chump chump, whatever. Tap draw. Man, I've been doing this to people a lot. Cool. I want these Fateful Ascents. This is just like mid-range slugfest. Need the answers. Uh, Flags on High is a little small ball for this matchup. And the ground gets gunked up enough that I don't necessarily need Fabricated Anomaly. It's possible if Aviva's the cut. Um, it is possible if Aviva's the cut. It's a lot less resilient against them than my other 4s and 5s. They don't have much of a sideboard themselves. I guess they could bring in the Lay Spires rather than having 3 in the board. But mostly their board is there so they can get it with Last Wish. There's not much in there they can side in. Not that I have much this matchup. Okay. I mean, we had a lot of very similar games so far this GP. We've mostly been beating people down with fast starts and then killing with terminal impact. Which that's a great way to go about things. I believe Vasilisa is the only card in their entire 75 that can gain life. I could bring in Looming Sawhawk. I believe they do technically make tokens occasionally, but not enough for this to be a reasonable cyber card. My whole main deck is, decently high impact stuff. Yeah, is Evaviva just too slow? I'm on the draw here, so I kind of want to play more of a value game rather than keep Anomaly, which is better in the fast draws. I think this is fine for now. Okay, Peacock is, I'm presuming, going to be on the play. Wow, look at this hand. Trouble with this hand is extremely soft to Golden Bloom as a silenced. And it doesn't have third land. This is a weird hand. Because I need 2 lands to play Darkstar Severance, which can then trigger all my Karaz Monuments and, draw me a bunch of cards and make all my stuff go. I have Flags on High, which does something. I think this might be a mulligan. This hand's kind of awkward. If I put back 1 Karaz Monument, would I be happy to see this on 6? Not especially. Yeah, this hand has a lot of ways it can go wrong. Some ways it can go right, certainly. One of this hand has 2 Karaz Monuments. I'm going to put back this Evaviva, most likely. This hand also needs to draw some things for it to, function, but... Okay. Huskforger? Huskforger. Okay, show me Terminal Impact. Primal Fissure. Don't mind, honestly. We'll need to find lands eventually with this hand. But, yeah, obviously Terminal Huskforger is the draw they want every game. And it looks like I'm playing the control role this game. Them being on the play and having the fast start, me having card advantage eventually from Karaz Monument, and Answers in Fateful Ascent and Inevitability with Offset Demon. Ring of Promised Vows. Okay, they're ramping. Oh, they sure are ramping. Wow. That last card in their hand, they better hope it's a card that's good against Fateful Ascent. Boy. There's none of their cards are like, I guess End of Mutations has haste, but they only have 5 mana next turn max, so it's not like they can even play that. It's going to take a while for them to turn these root fossils into actual ramp. They did whiff a root fossil last game, by the way. That was definitely helpful to me. I think I just run out of Karaz Monument this turn. Leaving up Fateful Ascent's not much better than playing Fateful Ascent next turn. A lot of their 5-drops aren't even that relevant right now. So yeah, Primal Fissure, crack it, get Mountain, play a Karaz Monument. I ended up with 3 Karaz Monuments anyways. Okay, hope is that they have one big threat like an End of Mutations or something. Okay, they're going to crack Root Fossil. So they're not playing something big this turn, but they're trying to surveil into something good. Them doing that kind of implies to me the card in their hand was not, I guess it's not a good card they could play this turn. Because otherwise they would see if they could play it off their draw. Like, what if they draw an untapped land and can slam a Roar or something? So it's not a Roar. My best draw here? Probably Fabricated Anomaly? Looks like it's a tough choice again on this Root Fossil. Ooh, Hungry Blob. I forgot they have these to bring in. Yeah, those are annoying. But they bin it. Card in hand might be another Hungry Blob. They bring back Reconservatory. And Primal Fissure. Okay, so they drew a land. That's fine by me. They're gonna have lots of mono next turn, so leaving a Fateful Send is a possibility. Show me Fabricated Anomaly. Eva Viva again. Okay, between Karad's Monument and leave up Fateful Ascent? Huh. Huh. Interesting. Not sure, honestly, on this one. I am doing a whole lot of nothing. So, like, Karad's Monument's better if I draw an artifact, but I currently don't have any. So, uh, that's not great. Fateful Ascent, uh, what are they playing here? They have 6 mono. They can play any card in their deck. If they Last Wish, what are they going for? Probably Plaguebane Hulk? Like, do they have anything else better to get? In terms of just, like, raw value cards? Vasilisa, maybe? Okay, Vasilisa is a good reason to leave up Fateful Ascent. Because I can respond to the Transform ability. Yeah, second Karaz Monument is just not doing anything right now. They're going to crack their second Root Fossil. And they're very likely to draw something after 2 Surveils and a Shuffle off Primal Fissure if they want it. Okay, hope is that they only have 1 threat, and it's a threat I can deal with Fateful Ascent. Okay. Spinning Sulphurous Nebula. I just noticed. Normally, the Rev curator. You don't normally decently sticklers about using the American spellings for things. Um, Even though like Scribble and I, design 2 of the set designers are both uh, Commonwealth, but Scribble managed to sneak the Commonwealth spelling of sulfur past the curators here. Interesting. They don't crack Primal Fissure, so they like the card they kept on top. Makes sense. They got all the mana in the world. I guess at minimum they could level up Husk Forger, but I have to imagine they have something to do that's better than that. If they level up Husk Forger, if they just attack and level up Husk Forger, do I Fateful Ascent it? Oof. I think I do. I just think that's so unlikely here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. It could be a lot of different things here. And apparently she has options, which I do not like. Multiple different 6-drops that could be played here. Yeah, these 2 extra Cross Monuments in their hand are not doing much. Maybe I should side down one of them. They do have a Hungry Blob and Golden Bloom. That might actually make sense. I mean, the good news is if I can trade my stuff 1 for their stuff, uh, then screw beats flood eventually. Bad news is I'm pretty reliant on drawing a land next turn and the Fateful Scent cleanly answering what they have. Like, if what they have is Hoenn Champion, that's really bad for me. Aurora's not that bad at this point. Most of the Last Wish targets aren't actually that bad. There's also, like, Level Up Huskforger, the thing I'm going to have to deal with eventually. Same with Level Up Buffery Conservatory. But there's no way that I'm supposed to mulligan this hand, go to 5. Not in what's quite likely to be a grindy matchup, and not with a slow hand. Yeah, next game, if there's a next game, I'm probably taking out Kuraz Monument, putting back in anomaly number 4. Peacock's very good at coming up with creative lines. So something big might be looking here. Okay, we're cracking the Primal Fissure. Finds Forest. Plays the Urban Jungle we know about. It's Last Wish. Okay, it's not that bad. Has a lot of mana, to be sure. Could have been seeing that Last Wish targets. Vasilisa seems likely. What else is there in there? There's Plaguebane Hulk, which honestly I might welcome them casting. Same with End of Mutations. Crumbling Tower seems a little weird with 1 card in hand. Could be Venture Capitalist, that seems like kind of limp. It's Hungry Blob from the sideboard. Huh. Yeah, nothing I can do with that. I mean, that Carlos Money wasn't doing much anyways. Oh, and then it's Stella's Journal. Stella's Journal X equals 3. That's what they were going for. Oh, that's really good against me. I do not have good answers to Stella's Journal. Okay, the good news is they're not guaranteed to have great stuff to spend this mana on. There's a lot of air in their deck. I think I have to keep this Fateful Ascent. Oh, tap land. Tap land's so bad. Yeah, the problem with the deck, it does have like 4 Temple of Origins, 3 Primal Fissure, and a lot of 4-drops it wants to cast on 4, which is not a recipe for success. Yeah, I don't know how I'm beating the Stella Journal, to be honest. I think this game's pretty much out of my reach by now. Do I leave up Fateful Ascent again? I think I do. These cross mines are just not doing anything. All my artifacts are cheap. If I draw into them, I can probably play them. I guess, no, many of them are not cheap. Maybe I should play to my outs, and my outs involve them not having a great play next turn, and therefore Karaz Monument, therefore Fateful Scent not being necessary. Eva Viva could still do something. They don't have great answers to that. I guess they could block it and level up Huskforger. I think it's Karaz Monument, but I think it's not a winning line either way, most of the time. Yeah, Stellar Journal just an excellent card, just on its own. No doubt about that. There's no way I can bring in Golden Bloom just for Stellar Journals, though. That's certainly not a good use of my time. Oof, Crumbling Tower. Yeah, they have plenty of card advantage now. This is getting out of hand very quickly. I don't have much time. My best out at this point is top deck untapped land, slam Evaviva. Somehow they have no answer to Evaviva, able to take over with that. It's not likely. They have so many cards. But, I don't know. I don't see better options. I don't see more likely lines to victory. It could be like something like Shigana Mana Burns into Gone Piggin into Darkstar. How much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, 6. 6 damage. Okay. I mean, honestly, of all the things that could have happened to me, not the worst. They're going to draw 2 cards off Stella's Journal being the big problem. But I'm glad I didn't leave up Fateful Ascent, considering that I guess I could have hit Crumbling Tower. But that does not feel like how we're winning this game. We're not denying them card advantage while they have Stella's Journal in play. Untapped land. Oh my god. Okay, well, it's Offset Demon here. Yep, it's just Offset Demon. Deprogram A. Oh, and that's 2 counters on Karaz Monument. Yeah, eventually they're gonna find something relevant pretty soon, I have to imagine. Okay, they gotta play this mountain this turn or it goes. They're not playing mountain, they're playing protein. Okay, hitting nothing but lands on Crumbling Tower, at least. And they didn't find anything better to spend their mana on last turn than a big terminal impact, so. Operation They Don't Draw Anything Good is at least a go. It's 4 mana. Ooh, get Hoenn Champion. Yeah, it's pretty good against me. It's gonna smack me for 6 this turn. Six, 8, down to 7. Probably they have another. Likely they have another terminal impact in hand, or they'll find one soon. They do not attack with Hungry Block for some reason. I don't know why that is. There's nothing it could block. Oh no, wait, Hoenn Champion. Duh. Hoenn Champion says you can only attack or block with 2 creatures use combat. I forgot about that. Okay. And they're gonna draw a Stellar Journal. Yeah, this is what their deck does, if not interrupted. I draw Shigana Manor Burns. That's a redraw at least. And animates Karaz Monument. Assuming they don't have things, which seems unlikely, I need to deal with a lot of things, but I guess this is how it starts. Shigana Manor Burns. Make treasure. Animate this, draw a card. It's a mountain. So I can leave it Fateful Ascent. I could attack with Karaz Monument if I felt like it, but that doesn't seem like it accomplishes much. Okay, they just take it. Go to second main, play mountain. If they just attack with everything, I can't survive with Fateful Ascent. But wait, they can't. Right, Hoenn Champion can't attack with everything. Okay, maybe I should have attacked that Karaz Monument. There's some weird lethal options that exist now. Right? Next turn, I might have 6 mana minimum, and I get to look at 2 cards off Shigana Manor Burns. If I attack with Karaz Monument, maybe they block with the bird. It doesn't really matter that much. I don't even know if that bird's attacking this turn. Okay, they'll land. Husk Forger, that's fine. I don't think there's a way for me to win this, but maybe there is. A roar. Okay. I should have attacked with Karaz Monument. There are a million Crumbling Tower triggers. I think I'm still dead. Maybe if I attack with Karaz Monument and they don't block with the bird, then... Huh. I should have attacked with Karaz Monument last turn, actually. Yeah, I definitely should have, because if they somehow took it and went down to 9... But then they still have bird back to block, and I can't, like, terminal attack for a million, and... Because I need to somehow, like, hit them with a thing next turn and terminal impact them. No, okay, I don't think there's any outs and either way. Fateful sent this one. Yep. All right. I forgot about crumbling tower damage. Okay, I'm dead this turn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm on board. I think I'd have too many Karaz monuments put back in. Where is it? Fabricate anomaly. Okay. Let's go. On the play this time. Let's just beat them up with a nice fast draw. I don't think this is like an amazing matchup for me by the record. For the record. If I win, what's waiting for me is black-green mid-range, also not a great matchup for me. If I lose, I have blue-red prowess, I think an okay matchup. Well, this is a one-lander, so I'm going to have to mulligan this. And it's got Kitsune Matriarch, but still can't keep this. Okay, Kitsune, 2 Fateful Ascent. On how we both been mulliganing a ton. Keep 6, put back probably Fateful Ascent. I have a 4-drop in hand, so I do want to keep this Dark Star. I like Matriarch on 1, there's a lot of possibilities of that. I could put down put a Darkstar, but no, I should try to keep a hand that does things. This is a this is a powerful interaction. Okay, Peacock is thinking on what to bottom, and they are keeping 6, or she's keeping 6. Yeah, gonna be relying on getting some good draws. Best possible draw, probably Shigana Manor Burns on turn 2. Okay, we've both put down 1. I'm going to play and crack Primal Fissure for a Plains. This is why there are basic Plains in my deck. Play Matriarch. Do they have the turn 1 ramp? Huskforger, it's the turn 1 ramp in this matchup. Nope, they just have Terminal for Kitsune Matriarch. Okay. 1 mana play for 1 mana play. Accepted. Playable card. Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna get to play this Darkstar Severance. And I'm gonna leave up Fateful Ascent here. Not ideal. Yeah, you have to keep some sketchy 6s sometimes. That's just the way of things. Play Root Fossil. Turn 2 Root Fossil. Much less strong than turn 1 Root Fossil. Their hand's not fast by any means, but I'm really not doing anything is the problem. Okay, Smib. Smib is really good. Love to hit the Smib. Play the Smib. Nothing they can do about that. Get my treasure. Would have been great if... Yeah, it would have been great if a lot of things happened. I'm just going to run out this Primal Fissure. While I can. Good to fill my graveyard in case of future fabricated anomalies. They can have 3 mana. They can have 3 mana this turn. Okay. Okay. They didn't mean to pass there. Also, yeah. They could crack Root Fossil. They got 3 mana, so slightly awkward use of their time. In terms of 3 mana plays, they can't get anything great with Venture Capitalist right now. Oh, I see. Keybinds. Depending on what I draw next turn, it really decides whether I want to discard to Shogunna Mana Burns. If I draw a land, I probably discard just because I don't need the land super much. They play Atomic Core. They are ramping, but not quickly. View Library, grab Mountain. Let's see what we draw. Okay. Pretty clear I think I should discard. I have Darkstar Severance to play, but it's not an amazing play this turn anyways. And I'd like to find other things to do. I'm like, let me think about this. Well, I could even play like Evaviva if I draw. I can play every spell in my deck. And if I hit a bad spell and a land, I could just play the land plus Darkstar anyways. Sure, yeah, I'm gonna discard. I don't need all these extra lands. I should try to do some value. Offset Darkstar. I think it's offset here. Yeah, it's offset. I already have a Darkstar. I don't need 2. Mountain. Offset. Great use of my time. Like, I think this turn, if I had the choice, I might actually... maybe B? Maybe B. Yeah, B this time. If I had the choice, maybe play Darkstar, but I'd much rather ensure I have a good 4 mana play this turn and a good 4 mana play next turn. Okay, we're going to have Atomic Core. They have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. They did play a land last turn, so they could have a land in hand. They could have 5 mana this turn. That opens up a roar, but the rest of their big payoffs cost 6, so not this turn, but possibly next turn. Next turn, they're going to take 2 off Shigana Manor Burns and maybe 6 off my haste creatures. Temple. Okay, 5 mana. They have a roar. The roar, I probably have to Fateful Ascent it next turn, which is quite annoying. Hoenn Champion has actually been the big threat to me this match. I just do not have clean answers to that, and it really fights the fair mid-range fight I'm trying to fight pretty well. It's just a roar in terms of big haymakers that cost 5. What else could they be thinking about? It's not Crumbling Tower because they would have played that before their land. Could be a venture capitalist play. It's gold. It's just raw Golden Bloom. Naming what? Shigani Mana Burns? Offset Demon? Offset Demon. Okay. Okay. Overflow can still get back Offset Demons, but they just don't have Flying and Lifelink anymore. And they just pass, leaving up Root Fossil level up Atomic Cores. They're going to have a ton of mana next turn. Okay, Anomaly. Little late. I think it's just slam Darkstar Severance here. Yeah, I could do Fabric Anomaly, leave up Fateful Ascent. That's just unnecessarily cowardly. Darkstar. Make chart. Start of combat. Sacrifice chart. Make 3/1 with haste. Attack you for 6. Nice big bonk. Okay, I mean, next turn I'm going to have 9 power in play. So, they got to do something that's better than that. They're going to have to look at a lot of cards. If they last switch, what's their play? Vasilisa? That doesn't seem that good. They could also equal to, not equal to or less. So this only hits 1 drops right now. It's not going to hit my stuff very effectively anytime soon. They're going to have a lot of mana. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. They don't have, but like, Hoenn Champion, I think, is still the most threatening thing they can come up with. They don't have any in their sideboards. They have to just draw it raw unless they sided one out. Okay, I could top deck Terminal Impact. That probably just kills them. Okay, if they have Last Wish, what are they getting here? It's Nilsson Lacespire. Yeah, Nilsson Lacespire is probably their best answer to what I'm doing here. Yep. Anything else useful in the sideboard? End of Mutations, no. Vasilisa, not really. Crumbling Tower, not really a situation. Stonework Titan, no, that's not good enough. Plaguewing Halt, no. Yeah, so we might be seeing Nilsson Lacespire here. It's an annoying card. That's for sure. Also, pretty soon I'm going to be in Terminal Impact Waiting Room with the power of the second treasure off Shigana Manor Burns, and then being at 9, I'd be 3 off. I'm probably sacking Overflow to Darkstar. Ooh, can they afford to pay 2 life to that? Probably not. They probably don't need it either. Yeah, Hoenn Champion and Last Wish for Lacespire are, I think, the 2 biggest things I have to worry about. But even those are not, like, the end of the world. Tap 5. Floating. What is this? No, they're tapping. Okay, they're tapping out. It is Last Wish. Okay, probably Lacespire if I had to guess. It's like 2 damage off Shigana Manor Burns, treasure, maybe another land drop, and a terminal impact. Means I could very easily have terminal impact lethal pretty soon. Especially if I just manage to get in for like 3 damage with a Darkstar. No, it's Vasilisa. Okay. Gain 8 life mode? It is gain 8 life mode. Honestly, could have been a lot worse. Obviously, I'm not killing them this turn anymore. I'm gonna kill a token? Sure. 2 terminals down for that? Honestly, that's not the most dangerous of Last Wishes. Untap. Draw. Temple of Origins. Okay. Add counter to Shigana Manor Burns. Overflow runs but doesn't do anything. Create a second treasure. I mean, it's pretty clearly Fabricate Anomaly here. Question is, do I play the Temple of Origins or save it to discard to Shigana Manor Burns next turn? And what do I sack to this Darkstar? Probably Overflow? No, I can Fabricate Anomaly, and then I can loot away the Temple first. Yeah. And if I draw a 1 mana, if I draw any card I want to play, but require me to leave up one of these, not really. Yeah, I can't draw 2 things in 1 turn. So yeah. Fabricate Anomaly. Make the puzzle box. Discard Temple of Origins. Draw a card. Gone pickin'. That's a nice thing to have around. And I think I'm probably sacking this Overflow. It's not going to do anything for 3 turns. I don't think this game's going to have 3 more relevant turns in it. And I think I probably will attack Vasilisa with one of my creatures, and then I'm also going to attack them for 4. Do I want to attack with the Trampler, or do I want to make the Offset Demon into a 4/4? Probably make the bigger creature into the 4/4 rather than the Trampler. And leave up Fateful Ascent. Oh wait, I have 6. Wait, I can make them both into 4/4s. Or into 4-power creatures. Yeah, that's probably better. Sack this. Make another one. I'm surprised they didn't get Lacespire last turn. Maybe they have another one, but I'm gonna eat my whole graveyard. I guess they were worried about terminal impact, which is fair. Okay. Darkest Everence doing its thing. Fabricate Anomaly also doing its thing. Yeah. At this point, Lacefire, if what they have here is Lacefire, it could get a little annoying. I have a 2, a 3, and a couple of 4s, so a little way for Atomic Core starts killing things I care about. Okay, land in hand. Love to see that they have one of those. And a Roar. Okay. Is this lethal? It's not far off. Gone Pickin' adds 2 damage to my board. Darkstar Severance, oh wait a minute. 4, 8. Darkstar Severance, 11. Fabricated Anomaly with a counter on it and a berry as well. Yeah, that's lethal and a half. They're dead here. Do they have outs? They don't have lands that do anything. They all enter tapped. Atomic Core can blow up 2-drops? Like Shigane Manor Burn? That doesn't do anything. I can discard a card of Shigane Burns just to get a second card for Fabricated Anomaly, and I will. Oh, they can surface the Reborn. Well, just one of them, please. Okay, so I Fateful Ascent one of their creatures. I can Fateful Ascent one of their creatures, untap, Gone Pickin' the other one, make a 3-power attacker for 8. That's lethal. Okay, that's enough. Fateful Ascent, that one. Untap, draw Mountain, add counter to Manor Burns, discard 2 cards are Kitsune Fateful Ascent, but it's more efficient to Gone Pickin' your Reborn Lily, make a berry. Yeah, that's lethal. Lethal and a half. Ladies and gentlemen, power of good cards. Red, white, good cards. And we are on to semifinals. This deck has been, I don't know if it's great, but it's been kind to me. We're going to be facing against Black-Green Midrange, featuring Zukar again. Which, that's going to be a tough matchup, but I don't know if we can beat this. Maybe we can go all the way. Good night.